Right, story time lads, so let's just jump right into it. So I was about 21 and had only gotten out of a long-term relationship that crashed and burned like the Hindenburg, and I was writhing in a delightful pool of anger, depression and bitterness, usual breakup emotions. I was just going through the motions and needed some distractions until it softened with distance. So the boys, being the caring, supportive and sensitive lot that they are, sat me down and told me how much they cared for me, told me I deserved much better, and built back up my confidence by telling me I have the looks and personality to get with any girl that I wanted, and I shouldn't worry about putting myself back out there, before gently embracing me and softly rubbing my back and then kissing me on the forehead. At least that's how it would have went had I told him on a Tuesday, but I told him about the breakup on a Saturday, so it actually went a little bit more like this.
Sorry lad, she was only a anyway. Let's get some drinks in to celebrate. PJ, are you up for rounding up the lads for pints tonight?
Pints? What's the occasion?
Ducky broke it off with the woman.
She was only a anyway. I like the beacons.
So fast forward a few hours later and me and the boys are in the club enjoying drinks and bands. At least the lads are anyway. But I'm being pretty mopey because I can't get out of my own head, and every time I attempt to chat up a girl it goes horribly, because the breakup has left me feeling pretty bitter towards all women right now, and I suspect that's probably coming across and putting women off. So I pretty much just sit by the bar and hope if I get sauced enough I might lighten the up. Of course the key to cheering me up is only right around the corner, because it's not long before me and the boys are half pissed having a drunken heart to heart, which is a thing men do to talk about their feelings without feeling emotionally vulnerable.
Lad, you're great.
We all love you, man. The boys will always have your back. Yeah, lad. And that ex yours was only an old anyway.
Sure enough, after this chat and a scatter of pints, I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm more willing to have the bands and the chat with women. But with just our luck, the nightclub is about to close. So myself and the boys, in our usual fashion, decide to throw a post-nightclub house party, because we all collectively agree that 2:30 is way too early to end the night. So back at the house we're doing our usual things, sharing intimate details about our last female conquest.
Yeah, she was grabbing it by the base and tugging it like she was trying to pull open a door. I said, love, when I said pull me off, I didn't mean off the f***ing bed.
Fighting over the Bluetooth speaker so we could all play our favourite songs and then becoming very annoyed when nobody else liked the song. Can somebody change that song? Oh, f*** each and every one of you. And enjoying some playful shy talk.
Nice jeans, boy. What are you, gay?
Yeah, for you.
Now, it wasn't going to be a complete sausage fest because a female friend of Connor, Mia, was on her way there. Though given the poor quality of women that Connor has invited in the past, we'd have been surprised if anything prettier than Mrs. Brown turned up. But on this occasion, we couldn't have been more wrong, because in walks Mia, we all turned to say hi, and then we all clap eyes on her.
Hey guys.
Fuck. I mean, hi.
Yeah, how are you?
How's it going?
How's it going?
Needless to say, she was a good-looking girl that caught all of our attentions, but mine in particular, because I'm rather partial to an alternative-looking girl, so piercings, tattoos, mad hair colours, all that is right up my street. But just because she's right up my street doesn't mean I'm not going to have some competition with the boys here, because not only was she rather pretty, but she was also packing quite the pair of chesticles. I'd argue it was probably the first thing that we all noticed. They were completely disproportionate to the rest of her in the best kind of way. Like normally you'd expect medium to small on such a slender frame, but not her. This gal was packing a couple of bazookas, and honestly it was probably the main reason why we were all so fixated on her. So now I gotta figure out some sort of evil genius level plan that somehow manages to take the lads out of the running and give me a clear go at chatting her up without having to worry about one of the lads sealing the deal with her instead. And I gotta do it fast, because we're all still standing there staring at her pure awkwardly, and it's starting to get a little bit weird. So I start thinking hard as I ever thought before, and the most ingenious plan I had ever thought of materializes in my mind. A plan so mind-bendingly flawless that I'm gonna have to sit down after it. But there is no time to waste, so I execute it immediately. Dibs! Fuck! Yep, the man code saves the day again. Dibs means I can have a crack at her unchallenged for a reasonable amount of time, and that expires if and when it becomes clear that no ground has been made or she's showing no interest. So I potter over to her and start chatting her up, complimenting her shoes, making her laugh, and just being an all-round charming bastard. At least I think that's what I did. Honestly, drunk Ducky just has a way with women. I never know how he does it. I usually just fail miserably, questioning my own actions, unable to hold a conversation, too afraid to come across as a creep. But drunk Ducky is a completely different person. Drunk Ducky brings a snorkel to any event because he's going to to be swimming in Fanny Creek come the end of the night. But needless to say, after chatting for a while, drunk Ducky pulls it off once again. And before long, me and Mia are sucking the face off each other on the couch, still in plain sight of everyone else though, so I can't go for a cheeky squeeze of those glorious fun bags that I'm mad to get at. And I won't either, because we only just met, and she's the kind of gal that knows you before she blows you, if you know what I mean, which is grand. Not ideal, mind you. I know some lads like to chase, but I'm not really one of them. Yeah, I'll chase for a bit, but I get bored very quickly. For me, it's like ordering takeaway. I'll wait a reasonable amount of time, but after an hour, I've ordered from elsewhere and left you a bad review on Hordash or Just Eat Dick. I had something for that. So we exchanged numbers and parted ways at the end of the night. So the next morning, the two boys are all questions. Well, not all questions, just one question that they both asked.
Did you get a go at that chest boy?
Yeah, them were a gorgeous pair, lad.
Typical man stuff. If I can't have a crack, at least let me live vicariously through you, kind of thing. I told them to score so they could be as disappointed as I was and left it there. A few days go by and I don't actually chase up Mia, because my confidence is still a bit damaged, and letting drunk Ducky text is a terrible idea. That man cannot be trusted with a phone. He starts texting people and making plans that sober Ducky would never agree to. I did think I had gotten through to him once to stop doing it, but I later found out that drunk Ducky was just deleting text messages so sober Ducky wouldn't get mad. He is a crafty f***er. But rather surprisingly, I get a message out of the blue from Mia, and she's still showing quite a bit of interest. Well, this is a pleasant turn of events. So I spend the next few days doing my best to charm the pants off her, and after a while and more than a few flirty messages back and forth, we arrange to meet up. Thing is, I live in Tipperary, and she lives in Galway, which is a bit of a trek. So if we were to meet up, it'd only make sense that we have a sleepover, which means... Looks like Ducky's gonna get some big ditties to play with, boys.
Hey!
So the plan we made was, I'm gonna take a bus to her place for the weekend, we'll hang out for the day, spend the night, ideally in her bed if things go well, and I'll head back home the next day. So I spend the whole week giddy, counting down the seconds like a child at Christmas, and I could not wait to unwrap that present to get my hands on him. So the day finally comes and I catch the bus.
What's taking you to Galway?
Going to see the Galway mountains, lad. Now, the bus takes the guts of 4 hours to get there because the Irish bus service map was drawn by somebody with severe arthritis. We're stopping at places that don't even make sense.
The next stops are Cork City Centre, Belfast and Toulouse in the south of France.
So I arrive in Galway and meet Mia at the stop. I handed her a lovely box of chocolates that I picked up while the bus was passing through Belgium, and we spend the day getting to know each other doing typical stuff, seeing the sights, going to the cinema, and getting a quiet few drinks in the evening. But the main thing to take away from this is we are hitting it off, and we're getting on quite well. What can I say? Chicks just dig a pantsless man. So back at hers that night, things are getting hot and heavy in the bedroom. We're both feeling each other up on the bed, getting all hot and bothered, and then the moment I've all been waiting for comes. She stands up and starts to strip off. She unhooks her bra and leaves it drop to the floor, and my God, I was speechless. Her tits were absolutely gone. Something happened between having her bra on and having her bra off that completely deleted her chest. She barely had a tit to her name. It was like 2 Skittles on an iron board. It was like 2 fried eggs nailed to a wall. Now, in this moment, I can't show how I'm feeling, because horrified shock isn't the look you really want to give a girl who's willingly getting naked in front of you. You need to be able to handle these situations with a bit more tact and composure. So I put on my best acting hat and hide my, let's be real, complete feeling of betrayal. Now, thankfully, she was a very attractive girl, even without the bonus of a large set of airbags. And they weren't actually that small, but she did go very noticeably from a pair of double E's to a pair of double B's. So I cracked on with the job at hand. When we were done, she popped into the bathroom to freshen up, and I finally got an opportunity to have a look at that bra. And sure enough, this bad boy was padded to high heaven. She could have stopped a 50 cal with one of them cups. She could have popped in a couple of couch cushions and saved herself the price of a bra. I can't help but feel I was a little bit swindled here. Like, there's gotta be some sort of false advertising laws that can back me up on this, surely. Like, I know women wear things that can trick the eye and make their appearance a bit more appealing. High heels and high belts to make them look taller or skinnier, makeup to make their skin look smoother, and yes, even push up or padded bras to give a bit more lift to the girls. But going up 3 sizes is taking the f***ing piss. It's like buying a shovel and being handed a spoon. I spent the night anyway. It was still a good night all the same, don't get me wrong, but I was definitely thrown off my game after the big reveal. The worst thing was though, when I got home the next day and was greeted by the boys, eager to find out how the night went. And I told them, and they didn't believe me. They thought, like me, that there was no way she didn't have a set that could knock a shelf. I told them the whole story and they were as gobsmacked as me, and to be honest, to this day, I don't think PJ fully believes me. And I get it. That was way too big of a change to reasonably believe. So that's my story, and I hope you all had a good laugh at it. Since people often asked what happened following my stories, I'll tell you here. Me and Mia actually met up a few more times after that, but seeing as I was only out of a long-term relationship, I wasn't looking for anything serious, and she was, so we called it quits and parted ways on good terms. And before before you go, if you don't keep up on my socials, I've recently launched 2 new shirts in the merch store by popular request. I've got the lovely Choose Wisely drinking shirt because, you know, I like to drink, and the already very popular It's Gotta Be Gay Tuesday Somewhere, which I'm so proud is selling well because I really can't wait to see that in the wild. And for a limited time, you can use code Ducky to get 10% off your cart on checkout. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you, lads and ladies, in the next one.